All right, I apologize for recording this while I'm driving, but it seems to be the only time or way that I can actually get a video blog done. I have just finished taking care of loading in the Tortuga Twin stuff at the North Carolina Renaissance Festival, so we're starting up this weekend. I'm so looking forward to that. So exciting. And it was an easy peasy trip coming from the Twin Cities in Minnesota to the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I'm now heading to Gastonia. So much information that you really don't need to hear or care to hear, I'm betting. So I am watching the road, and there's an officer driving by, waving at the officer, and we're all good. I've been talking a lot to people about the difference between pushing away from the negative and being pulled towards the positive. And I heard about this concept from Tony Robbins, and actually a friend of mine told me about this, and I really have embraced it a lot. There's you know, if you're constantly pushing away from pain, pushing away from the negative, and that's how you're taking care of business, then you're going to keep doing that. It's human nature to keep doing that until the pain ceases, and you'll do it for a little while after that, and then you'll just kind of slack off and falling back into it. Case in point, a lot of diets are like that. People go on a diet and they'll keep pushing away from the pain, being on the diet until they get to that weight where they feel good about themselves, and then they'll stop. And then eventually that weight will come back. Now the flip side of that, being pulled towards a positive, instead of trying to keep from getting, you know, to a weight that you don't want to be, you're being pulled towards having a healthy body. So instead of, my goal is not being fat, my goal is to have a healthy body. So you're constantly being pulled towards that. And until you have that healthy body and wish to attain it, you know, you're not going to stop. So I don't want to feel bad about my life, so I'm doing this thing. Well, instead of that, I'm going to pull towards my goals and having a much richer life. You know, so that's the difference in that. And I may actually talk about this again because I don't think I'm really hitting this very well. And I've been told not to say that because I'm probably doing fine, and when I review this, it's going to be great. So it's a subtle difference, but if you can master that, don't push away from the negative. Don't push away from the pain. I mean, sometimes you have to do that immediately. Sometimes if you're having a really very bad family life or something horrendous is happening, you have to push away from that. But to really have an enjoyable life experience, you're going to want to have something where you're being pulled towards a positive. You know, I don't want to push away from having a bad relationship. I want to be pulled towards having the best relationship I can have in my life. So you're going to push away from that bad relationship till everything's kind of fine and everything's groovy, and then you won't push so much. But if your goal is to always have the best relationship you can have, you're going to keep working at it because it's always going to go up and up and up and up and up. So I hope this has made sense to you. I would really like some feedback on this one, letting me know. I will hit this again, I'm sure, because it keeps coming up in my day-to-day talks with people. So get yourself pulled towards the positive and have the most fantastic life you can possibly have. And welcome to my mortal world.